Hey buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? You ready to do another video? You ready to do another video? Huh? So I have an axe that I've had for over a year and I've procrastinated on hanging it because honestly I've been afraid. Everyone I've talked to said that this style head is difficult to hang, but I'm tired of it sitting on the shelf and I'm going to give it a go. So the axe head that I'm going to hang today is my very first Tasmanian pattern axe. So this Tasmanian pattern axe is a spearwell. Get that in the shot. 4.5 pound Tasmanian, made in England. That stamp's not all that great. But spearwell was only made for a short time when two companies came together, and that was Elwell and Spear & Jackson. So I'm just basically using the tape method. I put some tape on the bottom of the axe eye, cut it out, and I'm drawing that shape on the top of the axe handle. I've never had good luck putting a pencil down in the axe eye and drawing it out. So this is the method that works for me. Like I said, I was afraid to do this just because people have told me that they're difficult because of the way the eye is shaped. But they said as long as I take my time, I should be okay. I even had one of my friends said the first Tassie he hung, he ended up messing up 3 handles before he got it. So you can see why I'm hesitant, but I need to learn how to hang it, and that's what I'm going to do. Decided to use the draw knife. Just try to keep my skills up with different tools. Only thing with the draw knife is if you're not careful, you can remove way too much material really quick. Okay, I'm going to start by chamfering the eye. When I first started chamfering eyes, and I do that so that I don't have curl up on the handle that I have to cut away, I was chamfering it way too much at too steep of an angle, and it didn't look like I had a tight fit until you looked past the chamfer and you could tell that it was actually really tightly fit. As you can see, the bottom of the eye has places that are sticking out, it's rough, and it's going to cause a rough fit. So if I smooth everything out just ever so gradually, it'll make for a better, smoother transition on the handle. It will still compress the fibers of the handle and show you where you need to remove material, and I'll show you that here shortly. Just that little bit that I was right there, and that spot is almost evened out. That'll work. And I normally don't chamfer the top of the eye unless it's been damaged and beat up. And this one's not beat up enough for me to worry about it. Usually if it's mushroomed in, I'll clean it up, but this one's not too bad. Still need to remove a little bit of material here, and probably the same on the underside. This is the very first time I'm going to try to seat the head, making sure it's lined up as well as possible to begin with, hoping that that's going to help with this fitment. And you can hear that's as far as it was going to go. It's not going to go anymore. I'm not going to try to make it because I'm just starting and I don't want to damage the handle. So it is ever so slightly canting this direction. So I'm going to remove some material from here and from the back side to rotate the head the way that I want it to go. Grab my pencil so that I know what side I need to remove more material from, and we'll have at it. So even though I chamfered the eye, you can see the compression. I can actually feel that. Don't want to remove material here because it's not touching. Don't want to remove material here because it's not touching. Only where you see compression is where you want to remove the material. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to a rasp because it's a little bit more forgiving. Still see a little bit of indentation, so I'm going to take that down. Still a little bit. Y'all can't see it on camera probably, but I can see it just barely. Still have a little bit of curl up on this one side, so I'm going to remove some more. I'm going to chamfer that a little bit more. But you can see the compression from where the head is actually compressing the fibers of the wood. So I want to show y'all real quick. I do have contact all the way around, but one thing I messed up on is the eye. This has been a very tricky hang. The eye, how I straightened the eye out in the back. Well, I chamfered it too much, and it looks like there's a gap, but there is contact. I chased that too much, and the eye is a little small. Looking inside the eye, I don't know if you can tell what I'm talking about. This portion was kind of sticking up like my finger. My finger's over exaggerating, so I tried to even it out. But if you can see, I opened it up too much with the chamfer, and I didn't realize that until I got almost done with the hang. So I was chasing, thinking that it was closed too much, but it wasn't. So it's not going to be a perfect hang. It was very tricky, like everybody's told me it was going to be. Even if I hadn't done that, I think it still would have been tricky because the eye is kind of a hourglass shape. It's really, really different than anything I've ever done before. But I'm going to hang it. I'm going to use it. Got a tree that I need to chop down, and we'll see how it holds up. I've never bought an axe handle from any axe manufacturer or for any handle manufacturer that I have not had to tune up. It just doesn't happen. You've got to tune up all of them. If you want it to feel good in your hand, you got to tune them up. I'm going to come through in anywhere that I feel a high spot. I'm going to mark it. I'm going to take it down. So I'm going to thin the profile out this way and this way because this handle is very thick. I'm not going to thin it out as much as I normally would because it is a heavier axe head, but I am going to thin it out. Yeah, I'm just marking where I think I need to take material. I could visually see that. Doesn't matter who you get handles from. And this is from a well-known handle manufacturer. You got to tune them up. I've already marked that. So, all right, I'm going to take a file, hit these spots, and then go over the entire thing with a file and sandpaper. I'm going to start, I don't have any 40 grit, but I've got 80 grit. I'm going to start at 80, 120, go to like 240, and then burnish it with steel wool. Then I'm going to burn it, stain it to get a dark handle because I like dark handles. And we'll hang this thing. What is it, buddy? What is it? Careful, you get sawdust in your eye. What are you doing? What is it? Do you need to go outside? Do you go outside? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll go outside. He's so cute. So for me, burning the handle does two things. It helps me do my aged look, and it shows me any areas that I may have missed sanding, because I'm going to lightly burnish or sand this. There's a spot there and one spot here that I missed, didn't sand quite right. So I'm going to come back and sand those areas lightly, and then I'm going to stain this and hang it. Just trying to get this wedge fit so it looks good in here. And then I'll measure the depth. I have tapered it. I think that should be good. So I already know that I'm not happy with this hang because I chamfered a little bit too much off the back and the shape of the bottom of the eye. I was chasing problems, and there's not a whole lot of axe handle sticking out of the top of the eye. So I am not happy with this hang. I will be rehanging it, but I'm going to go ahead and finish the project through. I'm going to try something new. I've got the axe handle sitting on a railroad track, and I'm going to try banging a wedge in this way. Never done it before. So having said that I'm not happy with the hang, I am going to use this just to see how long or how well it holds up. I'm very curious. It is tight all the way around the bottom, but the top of the eye, like y'all have seen, just isn't. It's not a great hang. But I'm interested to see how long it will last. I'm not going to put glue on it. I'm just going to do BLO like I normally do. So this is going to be kind of another mad science project. This is probably, in my opinion, the worst hang I've ever done. Really just not happy with it. But we'll see the project through and test it out. Already not happy with that. That's moving. I don't like that at all. I don't have it supported enough. That's not going in at all. What's up with that? Something's hanging up. I got to figure it out. So I don't know what was going on. The first wedge that I had prepared absolutely would not go in. It kept bouncing back out. I have no idea what was going on. So I just grabbed a different wedge. It sunk in just fine. It did crack because I wanted to make sure it was in there because there's not a lot of meat here. I should go ahead and scrap this handle, but I'm going to use it to practice, to learn a few other things. And I'm going to use it. I'm going to try to chop a tree down with it to see how long it lasts. I will, regardless of how long it lasts, if it holds up, whatever, I am going to cut it off and hang it again because I want a better hang. Just, I think this is absolutely horrible. Like I said, this is my worst hang ever. I was going to do a very long, in-depth, full video of the hang and sharpening the axe. But when I started editing the video, there was like 4 hours of footage to edit. So this is the hang that I'm not very happy with. And the next video is going to be a in-depth tutorial on hand sharpening. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Stick around because this is going to be probably a 3-part series. I am going to use this axe. Let's see if it holds up.